I struggled with chronic fatigue and digestive issues for a while, and it wasn't until I discovered that I had leaky gut when I finally learned how to correct it and what I needed to do to start to heal the gastrointestinal tract from the inside out. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to share with you my personal journey and how I discovered I had leaky gut and the steps that I have taken through my holistic health and education to heal my body. So leaky gut is a condition where the gastrointestinal tract, the lining, has been compromised or severely damaged. And it can lead to a whole host of issues, including mental, digestive distress, hormonal imbalances, autoimmune conditions, allergies, eczema. It can create a big problem. So, some of the symptoms that you might be aware of are joint or collagen problems, some food intolerances or allergies. It could result in skin conditions, breakouts, bloating, gas, skin disorders, including acne, rosacea, psoriasis, ADD and ADHD, or chronic fatigue syndrome, mental health challenges such as anxiety or depression, irritable bowel syndrome or irritable bowel disease, arthritis, multiple chemical sensitivities, inflammatory, just general inflammatory in your joints and in your body, and a feeling like there's failure to thrive, asthma, autism, faulty liver function, and autoimmune conditions, which there are over 100 different autoimmune conditions where the body starts to attack itself. So it's quite a big problem when the gastrointestinal tract is not at its best. So for me, a big part of my healing journey was starting to understand the causes that is even making it possible where I have the food stuff that's supposed to go from the mouth and in through one end and out through the other is getting leaky into the rest of the bloodstream and causing issues. And so some of the things that I could control to start to change that was my diet, was being mindful about immunizations and making sure that the food source that I was eating wasn't constantly getting immunizations as well. Being mindful about the use of antibiotics and always weighing the cost, the benefit versus the risk. Making sure that I'm not taking antacids, steroid drugs, and staying away from ibuprofen and aspirin. And also being mindful of what gluten does to the body, and also grains, as they're heavily sprayed with different toxins. Some other areas to consider is if you're taking antacids and how you were born, whether it was a vaginal birth or a cesarean birth, as you're not exposed to the same microbes how you came into this world. Other factors that come into play is your genetics, of course, as well. And then how we handle stress and trauma. As if our body is in this constant state of stress, then that actually wreaks havoc on your digestive tract as well. So for me, making significant lifestyle changes really helped me start to rebuild that gut lining and that nice mucosal lining that protects the gastrointestinal tract. So what I did was I avoided antibiotics at all risks, and I avoided antacids. I started to chew my food really well and thoroughly, so keeping it between the teeth rather than stuffing my cheeks full of food. And then I started to really focus on stress management. So even bringing myself to a more relaxing environment when I was eating. Other things I did for stress included going for walks, spending more time in nature, making sure I was doing breathing exercises. Yoga and meditation helped me a lot as well. So food is also a really big deal when we're looking at the health and the integrity of that stomach lining. So it's important to avoid high inflammatory foods like seed oils, fried food, processed foods for sure, gluey foods like gluten, sugary foods that feeds the bad bacteria in the gut. And then starting to add in fermented foods to feed the microbes, and bone broths and collagen and fiber, ground flaxseed, all of that stuff. I put my focus on feeding the microbes in the body that was going to help my immunity and heal the gastrointestinal tract. In addition to doing all of that, the stress management and being mindful of what I'm putting in my body, including the skins and in my mouth, I also added in some supplements like probiotics, L-glutamine, and aloe vera gel, barabine, and ginger, which has healing properties on the stomach. You can also consider bringing in digestive enzymes. For me, that was really helpful in helping me break down my proteins. And also start to identify if you're missing different micronutrients in your body. Vitamin A and D and fermented cod liver oil is super beneficial to supporting the gastrointestinal lining, as well as glutathione, which is a powerful anti-inflammatory. You can take this with a capsule or spray. And also colostrum if that is well tolerated for you. Now, one of the ways to go about this and figure out if you have leaky gut is start to be aware of the signs and symptoms. And you can do functional testing like an IgG food sensitivity test, or you can try an elimination diet, or you could do a comprehensive stool analysis test where they will test for candida and parasites, or you can rule out SIBO by doing a breath test. Another option is to get a full IgE panel and see if you have other allergies from the environment or other substances. Although I personally have not tried going through and doing these functional testing, at some point I may just try to experience it. But me, I have done the trial and error and adding things in and taking them out and really got down to the root of what is inflammatory in my body. So healing from leaky gut is definitely not an easy take. It's going to take some time, some patience, and definitely awareness around what is inflammatory and what causes issues in your body. Once you start to address your body from the inside out and addressing the root, coming from digestion and then moving outward, you can start to get some clarity on what the issue is for you. Here are my best tips and what helped support me along my journey and healing that. And I hope that some of this information you can try out and see if it supports you, or talk to your physician about what would be the best thing to support you in your holistic healing. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you haven't already done so already, be sure to like this, subscribe to get all of the latest and greatest information as I continue to drop out new videos for you daily. Have a great day. Aloha.